Marcel, the Wood Butcher, here with, I believe, episode 6 of the Colonel Phillip B. Toon Memorial Flag Display. I have the answer from I'm going to flip you around, so you're going to go on the Soyuz, and I think if I keep it at this level, you'll get my face. Okay. I finally got the answer from the client of what color stain they want to use on this beautiful maple. Now, I'm going to switch it back around on the Soyuz again so that I can actually show you the maple and how I prepare it to stain it. But before we stain it, we have one more sanding process in place. Now, this is already sanded. Excuse me. There we go. Now, these... Oh, shit. Wait a minute. I don't want to do that. I hit the power off button by mistake, okay? Now, these components, which is a side piece, I'll try to get my fat hand out of the way, another side piece. Notice the kerfs line up. The kerf up top is for the glass to slide in. The kerf on the bottom is for the backing to slide in. And one side, or the top, and, turn this around, and the bottom, okay? I've already had these in clamps where they match up perfectly. However, when I cut the kerf for the backing, which is unusual for one of these, to slide in so that it can be opened and closed, you'll notice, I hope this shows up, there's a little bit of a lip right there. I mean, it's not much of a lip. It's about a 1/16 of an inch lip, but it's enough to not make the backing sit properly. So what I did is I cleaned this one up already. You can see the lip is gone, right? And it's as smooth as a baby's butt along there and even. Now, how did I do that? Well, I'm going to put the finished piece back here. I did it the old-fashioned way. With a hand chisel and 4-0 steel wool. Right? Now, with the hand chisel, this is hard to do while I'm holding the phone. As I went down, flush, bing, 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 bing. Didn't use a hammer, just my hand, bing, 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 bada, bing, bada, bada, bing, bum, bum. Off to the races we go, bum, 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 bing. And then did the same thing from the bottom. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bada bing, bada bing, bing, bing. Then I noticed the chisel started to get a little dull, and I keep my chisel sharp. So there's a lot of times where, and I do use a stone sander to sharpen my chisels. I mean, you can see that edge. I mean, it's sharp. It's sharp. And sharp. But when you're in the middle of taking something small out like this that isn't going to wear the edge down a lot on your chisel, you really don't need to go back to the honing stone. Ta-da! The sanding sponge. Use the coarse side of the sanding sponge. I use mediums, right? And what you want to do, I'm going to try to hold this, and I'm not going to be able to actually fully demonstrate this, but all you want to do is just like the chef does with their knives, with that steel bar where they're not sharpening the knife. All they're doing is honing the edge to take the little burrs off. So what I do is I put the chisel flat, scrape it across. And like I said, this is hard for me to show you without... Imagine that I'm holding this, right? Backside of the chisel, flat down. Scrape it across 5 times. This thing is going to keep bouncing on me, right? But scrape it across. Let's use the clean side, right? Scrape it across 5 times with a little pressure. 5 times, right? Then turn your chisel over to where the 45 is. Match. I'm going to try to do this the best I can, but match your 45 and drag it across 5 times. You don't need a lot of pressure to do this. Okay, I'm going to spin you around again. Okay, you don't need a lot of pressure to do this because you're not sharpening your chisel. All you're doing is honing it from the little burrs that might have occurred in the metal once you had it good and sharp from some small work like this. You don't need to run back to the stone each time to sharpen it for something like this. I mean, it's not even using a hammer or anything. I mean, you don't even need to put hand pressure down. It's just push in and take out. And what we're gonna do is this little ridge, I hope you can see it, that's there, from when I didn't have the table saw exactly right. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna try this my best. I'm gonna start off on the end here, okay? We're gonna take the chisel, what the hell am I doing here? Okay, flat side towards where we want to take out. So right here. This wood's going to move around on me. Let me move this down. This is hard to do one-handed, and like I said, I'm still on the cell phone. So we're going to take the chisel, put it flat, the flat side against the wood, and just kind of push down a little bit. Then move it over. Make sure you're flat on both ends. And just push down a little bit. Move it over. Push down a little bit. Okay? Then you're going to take the chisel. This is going to be the hard part. I don't know if my fat fingers are going to be in the way or not. But we're going to take the chisel. Right? Flat side down. Put it on the wood. And just, this is going to be tough for me because I got to hold the fucking wood. I got to hold the wood, the phone, and the chisel all at the same time. We're going to take it and just, here, this is the best I can do for you. Push in. Slide it down a little bit to where you were before, and just push in. And then kind of just pop it out. Kind of just pop it out. If you didn't go deep enough either way, you're going to know. I really don't want to take the time to show you the process, but you know what it is. And it is a little time consuming, but when you're finished with that, once you get to the point where it's, I'm going to switch pieces of wood here, the one I already did, and we're going to go rotate again, and you'll see how nice and clean it is, and that ridge is gone. Okay? It takes patience, it takes time, it doesn't take a lot of pressure, because if you dig too deep, you're gonna mess up, the wood. But it's inside, so does it really matter? Then what you want to do is take your quadruple zero, 400 steel wool. And this is going to be a challenge. Let me try this without getting my fat hands in the way. And then just rub along that joint. I can't rub hard because the wood is moving, okay? Because I don't have anything to hold it with. And just rub like this. Do not use sandpaper at this point because you've already got yourself to a 120 grit, right? And just rub along and you should end up with something that looks like that. It may look like there's a ridge there, but there is no ridge there. We have a perfect 90-degree angle, 1/8 inch deep, 1/8 inch wide along this. Now, this is only one of the short sides. I have to repeat this process with all the pieces. One, the long ones, the top and bottom. And, well, here's the top or the bottom, whatever one, but with all of those. And once that's done, then it's ready to stain. The client had already told me that he agreed on dark walnut for this, which is a one that I would agree with as well. Now, I want you to notice something else, okay? I'm going to spin you around again. You see, I have drywall screws driven into the 45 angles. Not the face of the board, the back of the board, but in where the 45s meet, right? On all the pieces. Right? They're not driven in far. They're only driven in maybe 3-4 threads, whatever. That's it. That's it. Okay? Now, the purpose for that is, I'm going to spin you again. Once I stain these, I have to hang them to dry. Because when I stain them, what I do is, as I use a brush application, and then I go over them and rub it in with a cloth, so that they end up looking something like this. Now, this is another project, a flag display case, but this one isn't rectangular. This one's only going to be triangular. But you notice I did the same thing. The screw is where the joint comes together, and do not stain the joints, because glue doesn't like stain or oils. Okay, but that's actually the dark walnut. I hope this is coming out well. And I'm going to spin you again. Okay, and oh, wait a minute, I got to spin you this way. Oh, wait a minute, did I screw that up? Here. Here's the finished dark walnut. Come on, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Where the hell is it? Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the camera. Well, let me spin the camera. Okay, there you go. There's the finished dark walnut. If this didn't come out right, I'll try it again. Because like you guys know me, people that watch my videos and know that I'm a one-take person. I don't have a production staff. I'm a one-man show. And due to technical difficulties, I'm back on the cell phone instead of my regular, 1080 camera. So that's where we are so far. As I'm going to start staining it tonight, hang it to dry, and the next episode, which will be 7, is we're going to start assembling 3 sides of this, but only 3 sides. Because then, once it's done, I have to put the inside pieces in, and then get a custom piece of glass cut to slide in. This is why you only do 3 sides, not 4. Don't secure the 4th side till the glass is in. Some people use plexiglass, some people want to use regular glass. I'm a high quality plexiglass person. Only because if it breaks, if the glass should break, if it's regular glass, you got to take the whole damn thing apart to slide a new piece of glass in. Plexiglass, unless a bullet goes through it, it's going to be pretty secure. So stay tuned for episode 7. Once again, this is Marcel, the Wood Butcher, saying protect your eyes, protect your lungs, protect your ears. And don't forget about these guys. Take care, make it a great day, and Semper Fi.